live. Good morning, how are we doing? If you're coming in, give me a hello. If you're on replay, drop a replay. So if you struggle with leaving food on your plate, even when you're full up, me included by the way, this is going to be a video for you. So we are just 1 week and 1 day out from our free 5-day kickstart where we're going to be breaking down 3 things, 3 simple things, a food habit based on where you're at right now and personalizing it to you. That's what we'll go over in a 10-minute task and also a live Q&A in the evening where we can break it down in a bit more detail. The fitness side of things, 5 10-minute workouts you can do on your busiest, most stressful day, even around this festive period coming up and all the challenges that we say that are going to come up and get in the way. What about if they're on the way and we can factor that in and actually get results regardless of that? And finally, we put this all together so you leave with a plan, a step-by-step plan that you can do even today, even in December, because half-assed is better than no-assed. Rather than all or nothing, we get you thinking all or something. So there should be a link around here. And speaking of which, about all or something rather than all or nothing, leaving food on the plate. I did a video yesterday about some tips on eating out, eating till you're full up. And one of the comments I had from it was, I can just never leave food on my plate. And that's absolutely fine. I personally struggle with leaving food on my plate. I'll finish what's on my plate, even if I'm like kind of full, like most of the time. But it doesn't really stop me or hold me back too much, because one thing I can control, rather than controlling my willpower here, which is a harder thing to control, what I can control is my environment, aka what's on my plate. Okay, so if I know I struggle, which I do, to leave food on my plate when I'm full, can I make sure that if I'm going to overeat, I'm going to overeat on vegetables, whether that's added med veg, added frozen veg, added frozen peas, whatever it is to the meal, added carrots, added of the meat side of things, so that I'm going to get some more protein in. And actually, that's the thing, that and veg, it hits a brick wall, and it does become like wow, I'm not sure I can have much more than that. So consider this today. What can you control? If you struggle to leave someone on your plate, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And another part of this is to go, okay, let's say I can't control that side of things. The person in question who I had this conversation with about leaving food on the plate, and they actually did it, and they surprised themselves that they did it. One of the things we said when we discussed it was, they said, oh, I won't be able to do that. And they were like, actually, and I said to them, if you just consider, like, what happens if you leave food on your plate? Well, I don't really know. Okay, wouldn't it be fun to find out? Just see how you feel, like 20 minutes later, if you just leave a bit. When you're full up, that is. When you've had enough, when you feel like, if I'm eating it, I'm just eating for the sake of it now. And they were like, I did it, I felt better. I felt so much better. And it's quite fascinating, this whole side of things. And if you look at some of the traits that people who do really, really well with fat loss and don't, there seems to be those little subtle differences, like going back to that saying of all or something rather than all or nothing, all or something. Not thinking, oh, I've had that, I might as well just have the whole lot. I know a lot of people who have done things like Slimming World before, and they're into the habit of, if they've had, because potatoes may be a free food in that, they'll eat 2 potatoes and then there's 2 left, might as well just have them, they're free, but nothing is free. And it's that they work on the premise that if you it's like, for example, if you go into a supermarket and you can put everything in your basket, which is under £1, you would think that it would be very cheap, but by the end of it, it all adds up, and it still adds up to something. Yes, each individual item might be quite small, but they add up over time. Morning, Sarah. And as a result of that, you might not see the results that you want. You might spend more in terms of calorie budget than you're thinking because of that mindset. And there's those subtle differences that you might not even be enjoying that. And this comes on to the last part. Is it actually worth it? Is it actually worth it? Like, is it worth it to you? Finishing that meal? If yes, great, keep doing it. Is it worth it? Or you might go, actually my goals are more important right now. And that's okay too. But ultimately you make the choice. So I hope that helps today. And I hope that gets you thinking a little bit differently. So if you really struggle with finishing what's on your plate, control what you can. Rather than control the willpower, leaving food on the plate, focus on what's on the plate. Can you add in some more veg in there? Can you add in some more protein? They're going to be working for you, for your hunger hormones with this already. Number 2, consider, is it worth it? Number 3, consider and ask the question, what happens if I leave food on the plate? If you've never done it before, how do you even know that you don't feel better? Be curious with this. And finally, if you're coming into our free 5-day kickstart, which starts next Monday the 20th of November, so a week tomorrow, there should be a link around here that you can sign up with, completely free. 5 days, coaching, tasks, small habits, compound effect that we can do even on your busiest, most stressful day. So, have an awesome Sunday, and I will see you